What was your best childhood memory? Have you achieved some of your childhood goals? Do you think there's a way to end world hunger?
I'm going to go with question three. I do think there is a way to end world hunger. I think that if we as the people would take in consideration the less privileged or underprivileged, then we can contribute to ending world hunger. I think that a lot of world hunger can be ended if we started our own gardens and we farmed the land ourselves. Throughout the beginning of the Bible, God talked about eating off the land and how he created the gardens. And I just think that if we go back to biblical principles and go back to eating off the land and harvesting the land ourselves, we can save money that they charge for importing food in, as well as have food on hand for the less fortunate. I also think that world hunger can be ended or contribute to it end if we would take in consideration the amount of food that we waste as a whole. Americans waste a lot of food just by having what my grandmother would call a greedy eye. Looking at it at that time and really wanting more than what you should have or need to have. I think if we go back to eating back the proper portions, then we can end world hunger, because instead of wasting that food, we can donate it or we can give it back to the less fortunate, invite a hungry person to dinner or something like that instead of wasting the food. I also think world hunger can be ended if we would give more financial benefits like food stamp funding from the government to the underprivileged and not those that waste it. I do think that the food stamp program is a great program. However, I do think that it is abused. I think the world hunger can be ended if we just would take in consideration the less fortunate and the underprivileged, give back to the land, farm off the land, eat off the harvest that we bring in, and donate to the cause. I think that by reserving and being resourceful and not wasting and even recycling will give back to ending the cause of world hunger. There's a lot of underlying issues that contribute to world hunger that we should consider as a whole, and one person can make a difference. One person can change the life in a less fortunate person. One person can contribute to a child not being hungry that night. I just think that there's a lot of contributing factors, but for me, just living off the land, going back to biblical principles, donating and eating less will contribute to ending world hunger.